So, update from the last podcast. I don't know if we actually talked about this last podcast, but I'm sure that you and I talked about it.
Yeah.
I do officially have a place to live.
Yay!
Which is awesome.
Congratulations.
Yes. It's a perfect place. Should be excellent if, you know, if it's as good as it sounds, you know. Obviously you never really can know with apartments, but
yeah, I mean, living in your car is, you know, you never know how that's going to work out.
But it's 850 square feet, same as my current place.
Nice.
It's got central heating and air, just like this place.
Nice.
There's a fireplace, a gas fireplace in one of the corners.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Which I think Luna's gonna love. Porch. There's a washer dryer hookup.
Nice.
And it's 2 miles away from where I'm gonna be working. So
hell yeah, bro.
I ought to just buy a fucking scooter and scoot to work, because driving that far doesn't even feel worth it.
You're gonna get like a Razor?
Yeah, something like that.
Hell yeah. Just scoot your ass on to work.
Remember when our old district manager unironically suggested that to our old coworker?
Yes. Yeah, although he was talking about like at least one of like the electric ones, right?
Well, yeah.
But that's a really funny thing to suggest if you're not being ironic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the distance she lived to, it like wouldn't really be a great idea. It could work.
Yeah, like I feel like that may or may not die like on the commute.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of range those things have.
Yeah, who knows?
Jeff, that dude. This is gonna be nothing for you because I know you get up super fucking early, but I've had a long ass day. I've been up since like 5:30 this morning. For me, it's pretty long. I normally get up like 7.
I mean, I'm off work now, so I slept in until about 8 today.
Nice.
I'm off work until I started my new job on the 1st, so.
Hell yeah, a little vacay.
Not really. I'm moving the whole time.
Well, yeah.
You know, I've got the trailer coming to load my stuff up tomorrow, and then I myself ship off on Monday. So that's what, like 5 days of not really having anything to do.
Yeah.
It's actually and it's not even going to be like an enjoyable nothing to do, because like all of my shit's going to be loaded and gone. You know, like I'm not going to have a couch to sleep on that I've been sleeping on. I'm not going to have my computer to play or like stream or anything on.
Oh man.
I'm just going to have my phone and the internet. So I'm going to be watching a lot of porn.
Man, I thought for sure you'd pack up your computer like last second, like morning of your move.
Well, I am. All of my stuff is getting loaded into a trailer tomorrow, but it takes 8 to 10 days to get there. And I only take 4 days to get there. So I'd be without it whether I went before it or after it.
Did you say your brother's driving the trailer for you?
No, so we actually changed plans. We're doing like a trailer service now. You know, they drop off a trailer, we load it up, and they take it.
Gotcha.
It's not Pods, it's not U-Haul's thing. It's a company called ABF Freight.
Okay.
Which I had never heard of. My mom suggested it because apparently they used it when my parents moved from New Hampshire to Michigan, which I obviously was too young to remember that. But after looking into it, it ended up being a great option because the price they gave me, which is all inclusive, you know, it doesn't matter how much gas they use to get there, like it's included in the cost, was only $100 more than the U-Haul.
Oh, nice.
With the U-Haul, I would have to pay for gas, so it would have ended up being way more expensive.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Driving cross country?
Yeah, so yeah, I don't have to worry about moving my own stuff. I just have to worry about whether or not that driver will take good care of it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I figured you'd have that computer like seat belted into your car.
I was originally going to bring it, but I'm also like, at this point, like you just saw how large the crate that I have for my computer is.
Yeah, it's literally in a wooden crate, like straight out of A Christmas Story.
Yeah, so my computer is, you know, I didn't build my computer from scratch because I didn't know as much about computers back then. I knew enough about computers to choose the parts and have someone else build it for me. So I used a company called Origin. They're known for kind of upcharging quite a bit, which again, at the time I did not know. If I were to ever build a computer after this point, which I'm sure I will, I'm actually going to build it from scratch. But at the time I just picked parts, and they as part of their upcharging, they do take good care of it when they send it. So my computer came in a giant wooden crate that has to be like screw by screw taken apart, and then it's inside of there contained within large blocks of foam. So it's very well protected within the crate. And so, there is that part of me that is concerned about the safety of my computer in the hands of somebody else. And so originally I was planning to like just keep it in my car, but then I thought more about it and I was like, okay, my computer can only really fit in my trunk. It can't fit with the wooden crate because the wooden crate makes it way too large. Mm-hmm. My car's suspension and shocks are basically non-existent. So we're talking about a lot of shaking back there.
Yeah.
And there's always that chance that my car will break down at some point, which we're hoping it and expecting that it won't because it's been very reliable over the years, but there's a chance.
Right.
So I feel like, as long as I pack my computer into like the front of the freight surrounded by a bunch of other boxes, mm-hmm. It should be safer there than with me. So I changed my mind on that.
I gotcha. All right. Right on. Yeah. And I mean, not that your car is a particular target for, someone to break into, but
no, I think anybody breaking into my car is making purely a mistake. Like they have better things to be doing.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm assuming you're going to be staying in a hotel at some point.
Yes.
So, you either leave it in your car or you'd have to like haul it up to a hotel room.
Yeah. That wouldn't be great either because my computer weighs a shit ton.
Yeah, although that would be really funny for the person at the front desk watching you haul
this giant wooden crate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If someone were to break into my car, they would unexpectedly find like a gold mine because my car is going to be filled to the brim with video equipment, which is not cheap in the slightest. But looking at my car, I wouldn't expect anyone to want to break into it.
No, or steal it.
No, you're not going to get anything from stealing my car.
No,
it's like how much is your time worth? Because your time is worth more than the time it would take for you to steal my car.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh man. Oh, good times. So, yeah, you've got most of your stuff packed.
Yep. There's not that much of it either. I managed to pack pretty light and get rid of a lot of stuff. And, I made sure to look at the dimensions of the trailer and kind of get a rough estimate of how many boxes I can fit. I'm using U-Haul boxes, which like with moves in previous times, I've never paid for boxes. But for this one, I was kind of like, my stuff's moving 2,400 miles. I want to like make sure they're in sturdy boxes.
Yeah.
So I decided to pay for some U-Haul boxes this time. And so I have standardized size for all the boxes and like the medium boxes, for example. I know on one wall of the trailer, I can fit 20 of them based on my calculations. And I only have about 10 right now. So we're definitely going to have enough room in the trailer.
Yeah. So I was working the other day and, I was in a grocery store. And I look up, and who do I see? I see our boy Bradley.
Hey, Bradley.
He was shopping, and he goes, "Oh, I'm in here with my dad." So his dad, Ty, was there, who we previously rated.
Yep.
And his dad listens to the podcast regularly.
Really?
He does. And he wanted to compliment us. This probably goes out more to you, but... he said
Luna is throwing up.
Okay. Behind your TV, I think. Oh, this is great.
Okay, sorry to interrupt you. I'm fairly certain, almost 100% certain Luna has a hairball that she's trying to hack up right now. Every now and then, Luna will get into like a rhythm of throwing up a couple times within a single day, mm-hmm. But she never throws up much of anything. Because it's all just kind of stuck back there because of the hairball.
Yeah.
And then eventually this like a log of fur shoots out of her. So that was the second time she's tried to throw up today and nothing's happened. So
okay.
But yes, she did try to dive behind my TV, I think because there's no underside of my bed for her to hide under.
Yeah.
There is, however, a power strip back there still. So I'm glad she didn't throw much of anything up.
Ooh. Yeah.
So anyway, Ty listened to our podcast, compliment for me.
Yeah. I mean, it was for both of us, but he said it was really well done. And he really wanted to compliment the quality and sound. He's like, I don't know what kind of equipment you guys are using, but he's like, it sounds way better than a lot of other podcasts that I've listened to.
Aw, thanks, Ty.
Yeah.
Our equipment is honestly not that impressive. Like we use kind of budget microphones. I mean, they're quality microphones. I'm not going to bash the quality of them. They're Rodes. I've used Rode mics pretty much the entire time I've worked in video, and they're incredible. But it really mostly comes down to audio processing. A lot of people in the podcast field are more into the entertainment aspect of it rather than being video and audio people. Since I am all three of those things,
right?
I know a little more about tackling this kind of thing. So, you're not hearing the audio as it's recorded when we upload it. It's had certain processing added onto it. I've boosted the sound of bass and treble. I've equalized all the audio so it's the same volume no matter how loud we are. All these little tricks that just make it sound way better than it does by default.
Yeah.
But thanks, Ty.
Speaking of Bradley, I've had this note in my phone for a while, and I wanted to make sure that I brought this up while we were in person, so I could show it to you and get your immediate reaction as you see it. It's a very nice photo. Bradley and his sister Emma at Emma's graduation. But Bradley looks very nice, but he looks to me like if you were to create a Bradley doll, this is what it would come dressed as.
Oh. I can totally see it.
Like, I love that so much. I don't know.
It's such a Bradley shirt.
It is. It's the shirt and the jacket and the pants. Really sums up Bradley.
I gotta stop into World Market before I leave.
Oh yeah. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to do it earlier, but with the change in, because with the U-Haul, my plan originally was to load up the U-Haul and leave it the next day, right?
Yeah.
But as I mentioned with this freight service, they take longer to get to Oregon than I will. So I've got a few days where I'm not gonna have any packing or anything to do really, and by extension, my timetable got pushed up quite a bit, and I got quite a bit busier once I changed that mind.
Yeah,
I changed my mind on that. So I've been really busy getting everything together over the past few days. And then once it's all gone, I'm going to have like 5-6 days. I don't know how many days. I'm lazy. I'm not going to count it. Of not really having anything at all to do. So I'll go visit then.
Nice. Right on.
Hang out with a couple of my friends before I leave, Oh, I forgot to mention I went to a concert.
Oh, nice.
I went to a concert for an artist called Porter Robinson.
Okay, never heard of that.
I honestly don't listen to him much at all. I know his music. I've heard a lot of it used in mashups for some reason.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of mashups and stuff, but it was one of those things where like, Sean invited me with our friend Riley, and I was kind of like, this is like one of my last chances to hang out with like a couple of my really good friends. So I'm just going to go, even though I'm not really a huge fan of the music. It's not like it's music I dislike. It's just music that I'm don't actively listen to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the it's really great going to concerts with when one of your friends is in a wheelchair, like,
right.
Like we got parking literally like 20 feet from the door. We got like backdoor access because they had like a handicapped access spot in a different part of the venue than like the regular entrance. We got in early. We got like special seats. It was fucking awesome.
Nice.
And obviously there's a lot of reasons to be friends with Riley, but that's definitely a good one.
Right. I'm glad you told that, because that brings up something I wanted to talk about today. Remember the time we had that the World Market leadership dinner at Red Robin?
Yes, I don't necessarily want to talk about this, but
I mean, all right. So there were a couple funny things that happened. God, So there were what? There were five of us?
5 of us, I believe. Ken didn't come with, or he wasn't with us at the time. I don't remember. So it was me, you, Tim, Bradley, Tom. So that's 5.
Right.
Oh yeah, because I remember I made this joke.
That whole situation was funny.
Okay, so to start with, we sat in one of those like corner booths, right? Where there's 2 entrances at like and then it's like a I don't know, like a 3/4 circle kind of seating arrangement. And so I think I don't know, someone got there first. We all sat down, and I kind of like looked around and I realized that we had sat in order of homosexuality.
Yes.
Or in terms of like a meter of straight to homosexuality, right?
Yeah.
So like we had on the very end our boss Tom, who is just the horniest straight dude like ever.
Yeah.
He's so horny.
Yep. Then
it was Mike, just a straight dude. Then there was me right in the middle, which seems just about appropriate.
You kind of bridge the gap.
I don't fuck guys directly, but I'm not afraid to talk about them,
Right.
Then we had Bradley, who's bisexual, and then we had on the end Tim, like the horniest gay dude in the world.
Right.
So we just had this perfect little like representation of our store's like sexual orientations.
Yeah, it was great.
That was great on its own.
Yeah, so there was that, and then like the service was just like the worst service ever.
It was not that bad. Tom definitely blew it out of the water. It was not that bad.
Yeah. I mean,
I've had worse. I went to Steak and Shake once and sat there for an hour until my waitress came by and was like, "Yeah, we forgot about you." So, compared to that, I've had worse.
All right. That's fair. It was not great service, but
no, it wasn't phenomenal. I would just call it like slightly below average.
And then we had a pretty cute waitress.
Yes.
And this had to be Tom's idea, right? To like write your number on the receipt.
And I was actively uncomfortable with doing that, and yet all of you just kind of egged me on to doing it.
Right, because we said she kept staring at you.
Yeah. And let's not forget the middle part of this, like back to the service for a second. Tom had an issue. He ordered what was it, like a royal burger? I don't know what the fuck they're called.
Yeah, it was a royal burger, the one that comes with like a fried egg on it.
Yeah, and so they ask you how you want it done, and I think he wanted it like over I don't fucking know egg terms.
I think he wanted it over easy, and they made it like
no, it was over hard, and he wanted it over. And it came over easy because he complained about how runny it was.
Okay,
and so he like talked to our waitress, and he was like, "This egg is really runny," and she kind of argued with him, which. Not a great move in terms of a customer service perspective. Like speaking as both of us being former customer service people, the customer's wrong all the time, but you don't tell them that.
Right.
It will get you it will get you nowhere. You just agree, smile and nod. I had this guy when the pandemic first started. I had to like sit outside of our store and like keep count of how many people were in the store and stop people if we had too many.
Yeah.
And I had this guy come and stand next to me and talk to me for like 20 minutes about how the pandemic was bullshit and about how everything was a hoax and about how it didn't make any sense to make all of us wear masks. And I didn't agree with anything he was saying, but I didn't tell him that.
Right.
I didn't fight him at all whatsoever.
Oh, I've had countless conversations with customers, just random people I don't know, where they just go on
off about some weird shit.
Yep. And you just
smile and nod.
Yep. And you're like,
I'm never going to see this person again. I don't need to agree with them on this.
Yeah. I don't need to disagree and have like an entire,
I don't need to have an issue here.
I don't need to further this discussion any more than it already is.
Right. But our waitress clearly was either not that experienced or just didn't have that kind of mindset, because she did kind of argue with Tom like, no, that is over hard, and he actively disagreed with her on that. It was very civil though, I'll say. Like it was just, like he like Tom was like, this isn't a big deal, I'll eat it anyway, but I just want to let you know. And she disagreed with him on that, and they went back and forth a bit, but then she left, and it was like, whatever.
Yeah.
So then cuts to the end of the meal, and you guys fucking forced me to write my phone number on the back of this receipt. And then Tom turns over the receipt and he writes PTO and he draws an arrow.
And we were like, what the fuck does PTO mean?
Like paid time off? What does that mean, Tom?
Yeah.
And he said it meant please turn over.
And none of us had ever heard that before.
None of us had ever heard that before. And like Tom is Australian, so we just made a joke that it was some dumb Aussie thing.
Yeah.
And so we leave. And a few hours later, I get a text asking, I just want to know what PTO means.
That's the best part of that.
And so I respond, it means please turn over. It's got to be some dumb Aussie thing. None of us knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, none of us had heard that before.
And then the next day, I come in and I was talking to Tom, and I mentioned that she had texted me, and he was like, oh, I left a complaint, by the way. It was like, Tom, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah, you're killing me, bro.
So, like, again, this is a really minor issue. Not a big fucking deal at all. And yet he felt the need to, like, Karen it up and leave a complaint about how the waitress argued with him over what the difference between a hard and over easy and over hard egg.
Yeah.
Like, Tom, it ain't that deep.
Right.
This is like 100% a situation where you just say, who knows what will ever get served by this person again. I don't want to make trouble for them.
Yeah.
And you just fucking whatever, right? But no, so I try to text this person again, and she basically was like, yeah, I don't know who, but someone left a complaint from your table. Please never text me again. It was like, all right, thanks, Tom.
Yeah. Thanks for killing that.
Appreciate it, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought about that situation the other day, and I thought that was fun.
That was a good trip to Red Robin, though.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Well, there was plans. Oh my God, I just remembered, and this never ended up happening. There was a plan to like do that again, because it was like some agreement we made with Tom where if we beat sales or something, he would take us all out to dinner. So that was the first one of those.
Yeah.
And he agreed to like do it again on a different month or whatever. And the month that we beat sales was the month that I left working there. And Tom told me that like I'd be invited to when they did that, and it just never ended up happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, because he told me the same thing.
I think the pandemic was kind of like just got in the way of it.
Yeah. Yeah. You should hit him up and be like,
I've got like 5 days left and you fucking owe me a burger.
Yeah, you owe me a burger, so we're doing this again. Let's go see if Riley, the waitress, is there still working there. God, speaking of Tom, remember Tom and his jokes that he would continue with that weren't really all that funny?
Yeah, we talked about that a couple episodes ago, I think.
We did, but I thought of another one that he really liked, and it was we worked with that girl Anna, and I don't know, at some point it was either him or someone else we worked with. They were like, "Oh, this is Anna, by the way," like talking to someone who didn't work there or whatever, and he thought calling her Anna, by the way, was like the funniest thing and kept that going for like a really long time.
Yeah.
And she did not appreciate that.
Anna was interesting.
Oh, she was very interesting.
She's a very strange person.
Yeah. She was super tall. And one time she compared herself to a single boobed Amazon woman.
That sounds like something she would say.
Yeah.
No, I remember one day I was working with her. I told her, I asked her if how many signups she'd gotten for like the SMS or whatever, because I was doing my duty as a fucking supervisor or whatever.
Right.
And she said, oh, I've gotten none. And so I was like, okay, well, you got to get some today. And she was like, well, I'm probably not going to get any. And I was like, if you don't, I'm going to stab you. And she said, are you sure you want to do that? Because like I'm a squirter. And I thought that was really funny.
Oh, God. I didn't know about that.
It was just like a really quick offhanded joke, but it stuck with me. It was really funny.
Huh. Oh, man. So we've talked about how like wasteful World Market was with like fixtures and stuff, and how like
in general, a single chair had a trash bag's worth of packing material inside of its box. Like they just were crazy wasteful in general.
Right.
Hang on.
Go ahead.
I just remembered something. Remember how Bradley made the suggestion that we should get some acid to melt down all of the
Yeah, we should have a vat of acetone to melt all of our styrofoam.
It's such a Bradley thing to suggest.
It is.
But back to what you were saying.
Yeah, so we've talked about them being really wasteful and like throwing like fixtures away after like a single season of use when they're still like perfectly good and sending us a replacement the next year. Do you remember the one thing that they wanted us to recycle?
No, I do not.
So every week we would have to send like paperwork into home office, and they would want us to send our used like yellow envelopes.
That's right. They
back
did want
to the
that
office
for some reason.
I don't know why that was a thing.
Yeah, we had to save all of them. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so like those like yellow legal envelopes, they would send us stuff from time to time, and they were like, make sure you save them and send them back when you send in your paperwork every week. We need to make sure we reuse those. It was like, of all the things we could be reusing or recycling, that was the thing that they were like, yep, make sure you do that.
They got odd priorities over there.
They do. They really do have some odd priorities.
Just in general.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of. I was thinking about like, oh, I need to replace all this furniture that I've sold because like you saw my apartment. I've sold a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
My TV stand, both my bookshelves are gone. My bed frame's gone. My dresser's gone. Like I don't have a lot of furniture left. The only thing I haven't sold, surprisingly, is like my dining table and chairs. I'm surprised by that because they're pretty nice. They're probably one of the nicest pieces of furniture that I own.
Yeah.
I imagine the only reason it isn't selling is because it's like bar height. Not a lot of people are looking for a table this high.
Yeah.
I don't know. I bought a table this high for filming purposes. I was thinking about how I'm going to replace all my furniture because the nearest IKEA to where I'm going to be living is in Portland, which is 2 hours away.
Ooh. Okay.
But I was also thinking like, oh, well, apparently there's a world market in Eugene and they have coupons all the time. So
like all the time.
I just got to wait for one of their 30% to kick in, and that there's like one every couple months. So
it seems like there's like one every couple weeks,
and then look for some clearance thing, or I don't know. The problem is most of the furniture world market is not stuff that I want, but those coupons usually work online. So as long as I'm willing to pay for delivery or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, thinking of my table, I'm taking kind of an odd approach with this whole moving thing because I have so many extra days after, I send my stuff off in the trailer. Mm-hmm. And because I don't super know how much I'm going to fit in the trailer, I'm kind of like, there's a lot of stuff I plan to throw away that I'm currently kind of just keeping. And my plan is like, okay, fit everything I need to fit into the trailer first. And if there's any extra space, and like, for example, I still have this dining table, like if I have space for it, I'll fit it,
Yeah.
Might as well. Like it's a nice dining table. The only reason I want to get rid of it is because it's extra stuff to move. But if I've got the extra space anyway, I'm paying for it. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the table really wouldn't take up that much room.
No, especially if I deconstructed it and, being that I am pretty good at building furniture, it wouldn't be that hard.
Yeah. I mean, I was even thinking if you leave it constructed, because you can put stuff under it and on top of it. Like,
that's true. Improvise, adapt, overcome.
So the last episode we talked about my experience when I went to Costco on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I had another Costco experience.
Yesterday was a Monday.
It was. And I know you've experienced this too. I think my personal hell is getting gas at Costco. None of them motherfuckers understand how it works.
No, it's a real nightmare. In fact, like I'll say like my family had Costco memberships from like when I got my car for the first time to like after I moved out of my parents' house, like they got me a Costco membership for like a holiday gift. Mm-hmm. And I used that Costco membership until I stopped working at World Market. Because at my current job, I'm not driving near a Costco at all. So it stopped being efficient for me to go get gas at Costco.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was never really used to buying gas anywhere other than Costco. And it came as like a surprise to me that you didn't have to wait for gas at most places.
Yeah.
At Costco, like depending on the day, you could wait behind like 5 people before you get gas all the time. If you're lucky, there's like 2.
Yeah. And so actually, Costco actually has a pretty good setup. Just nobody understands how it works.
They sure do not seem to.
No. So for those of you that don't know, at least the one by us, there's like for each line of cars, like there's 3 pumps in a row that you can go to. None of them motherfucker, and there's like a lane in between all the pumps.
Yeah.
So that you can like go around the car in front of you. Nobody ever pulls.
No, they just wait. They just sit there and wait.
Yeah. And so you've got this long ass line of cars and like 2 pumps will be open because no one decides to go around. And the other issue is, again, Costco has it designed really well, and they've got the super long nozzles so that it can stretch around and it doesn't matter what side your gas tank is on.
Yeah.
But nobody understands that, and everyone lines up like they would at a regular gas station.
People are just so dumb.
Yeah.
Got small pee-pee brains. I got small peepees and small brains.
Yeah. So I got gas yesterday, and I was waiting for a while, and I had assumed that, you know, the other lanes were completely full as mine. And then I saw someone like come from the other side and whip in there, and I was like, oh, well, shit. So I like go around the car in front of me and get in the next lane. And sure enough, I like got up to a pump and pumped my gas while they were still waiting in line because they just don't understand how it works.
They have to learn.
If you don't teach them, they won't learn. I feel like Costco gas was a real Ken thing.
Probably if he goes there.
Oh, Ken loves Costco.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I ran into him at Costco once or twice at least. I think I saw Amy there once and Ken there once, but not them together. Listening to our last episode about our boy Steve and his pants, I've been having a bit of a Steve situation. Not so much my ass crack hanging out, but I dropped a few pounds and I'm having a real problem keeping my pants on. I really got to go pant shopping. And all I could think about after that episode was, damn, this is a fucking Steve situation.
Damn it, is my ass showing?
Right. But I was like, you know, I like at least make sure to tuck my shirt in so I'm not like showing everybody the moon.
Yeah, I have a real problem when it comes to pants in general.
Yeah.
Because I got this freakish body where I've got this just noodle waist, but fucking yardstick legs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
you're a little twink boy.
If they made pants in this size, I would wear a 28-34s.
God, you're like fucking Jack Skellington.
Yeah, but because they don't have pants in that size, I have to wear 31-34s. And then my belt is shitty because like at the tightest it goes, it hurts a bit. But then at the very next step, my pants will like start to fall down.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't have hips that support pants. I require the belt to keep them up.
Yeah.
It's a real problem.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the situation I'm running into. I really need to go pant shopping because just the belt on its own doesn't really work that well.
Well, congrats on your weight loss.
Thanks.
Pretty pog.
Being a brat.
Speaking of weight, I had my last day at my current job just on Sunday. And after everybody had clocked out, we all went to an Applebee's and just kind of had a going away thing.
Nice.
They planned it. I didn't even know they wanted to do it. I guess they like me or something. Who knows?
Whatever.
Or they're that happy to see me go. Who knows?
Yeah, they're like, get the fuck out of here, God.
But my coworkers know me really well, and they know that like 95% of what I eat is sugar.
Right.
So I came back from that Applebee's with an entire cheesecake, a 12 pack of homemade cinnamon rolls,
Ooh.
and a bag full of assorted cookies and candies.
Nice.
But like, I'm only in my house for 2 more weeks, so I have to eat all of these cinnamon rolls and cheesecake in that time.
Challenge accepted.
I mean, yeah, I'm fine with it. We all know I'm not going to gain a single pound from it.
No.
But I will say too, like, that's kind of the best part of working in a bakery. People working there are pretty fucking good at baking.
Yeah.
That like the cheesecake they made me is a no-bake cheesecake, and it tastes fucking awesome. Super good. It's got like homemade whipped cream on and everything.
Nice.
And the cinnamon rolls that my coworker Emily made are fucking incredible. Probably the best cinnamon rolls I've ever had.
Hell yeah.
So I'm eating well.
That's pretty pog. You don't need to make any other food. Just live off sweets.
Pretty much. I legitimately just ate only cheesecake and cinnamon rolls for food yesterday.
Nice.
Oh, and I had rum raisin ice cream because Sean wanted me to try rum raisin ice cream.
Okay.
Not that into it.
Doesn't sound that good.
I like the taste of the ice cream itself. Don't love the inclusion of raisins. I don't even like raisins by themselves, much less like mixed with something else.
Well, and the idea of a frozen raisin doesn't sound that great to me.
Yeah, I mean, they don't get that. They don't get hard, surprisingly.
Okay.
But it's just one of those textures is like you go from like creamy, smooth ice cream to like this squishy, wrinkled thing. And it just doesn't, it's not a great texture combo.
Yeah. On occasion, I can handle like an oatmeal raisin cookie, but even that's kind of weird.
I'm really not like, it depends on the oatmeal raisin cookie. Like if it's a really good oatmeal raisin cookie, then like we're good. But I really am not a fan of oatmeal raisin cookies. I'm not big on raisins. Why would I want a dehydrated grape? Just give me a grape. Grapes are great.
I've got a story.
Oh my God.
Have I told you this before?
No, I thought you were going to bring up the skylight thing.
Oh, no, but we'll come back to that.
I think we've already talked about that. But
I think we did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did with like the busted ass iPod up there.
Yeah, well, just the joke about us. It may have started as a joke, like, oh, if we threw a grape up there, it would turn into a raisin. And the joke became, I want to throw a pepperoni off a pizza up there.
Yeah.
Into the skylight. We definitely told this story.
Yeah, we told this when we told the pulled pork pizza story.
That's right. Yeah. But no, I don't know what you're referencing.
My freshman year in college, I was living in the dorm room. I don't know, someone was joking about raisins and grapes, and I think someone like legitimately found out for the first time that raisins were just dehydrated grapes. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna set one on top of the radiator by the window until it just naturally turns into a raisin. And I did, and then
don't tell me you ate it.
I cut it in half, and me and my bro across the hall, we split it.
I can't judge because I ate green chicken nuggets, but I would not have eaten that.
I was probably safer eating that than you with the green chicken nuggets.
I feel like you're at a risk just eating McDonald's. I couldn't have been at that much higher of a risk just because they were green.
That's fair, I guess.
A teacher of mine in high school had a Twinkie on his desk that was like 8 years old.
Huh?
Because there's the whole. I don't remember. People always said Twinkies don't go bad.
Yeah, they say they'll survive like a nuclear explosion or something like that.
Yeah, so one of the teachers in my high school was like, "All right, bet," and just slapped one of those motherfuckers down on his desk and never took it off.
Huh?
So I don't know. I like to imagine that some desperate kid is just gonna eat it one day and probably fucking die.
Speaking of things living forever, fucking Marco one day. Do you remember when he said that like cockroaches live like a ridiculously long time?
I don't remember him saying this.
Yeah, I think he saw a cockroach at work, which is fucking awesome that we had roaches.
Not surprising.
No, not at all. No, we just left open food all over that fucking break room. But he saw the cockroach and he's like, that cockroach is probably older than Ken.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. And then he also, I think that's the same conversation where he said, all of us, we pretty much all came from Ken's seed.
I fucking forgot about that. That's hilarious. Oh my God. So I was there for this. Marco was talking about something that Ken taught him, and Ken was talking about how like, well, I taught you how to do everything because you're an idiot. Like I had to train you on everything. And then Marco was like, okay, well, I trained Mack on this. And he's like, okay, so Mack learned from me by extension.
Yes.
And so Marco was like, all of us are like Ken's seed. And he didn't understand why we thought that was hilarious for him to say.
Yeah. Oh, do you remember? Remember the time that Marco also said, I didn't used to.
Yes, I do remember. People who have watched my live streams for a long time will remember this. I talked about this a long time ago, and it still gets brought up every now and then.
So one day, I'm sitting in the office with our coworker Tim, who's gay, and Marco's in there, and of course Tim's talking about something
sexually charged.
Yeah, of course, like he does, and Marco just blurts out. Marco, who's straight, by the way, Marco blurts out, I didn't used to like giving blowjobs, but now I do. And that was all he said.
That was the entire context.
And Tim and I just look at each other and like look back at Marco and like look back at each other and we're like, bro, did you mean what you just said? And he's like, yeah, like I didn't used to like to give Courtney a blowjob.
Which was his girlfriend's name.
Yeah, and we're like, bro, that doesn't mean what you think it means.
Not at all.
He's like, yeah, you can give a girl a blowjob. Or like, just Urban Dictionary, man. Just look it up. And he tried arguing with us for a really long time.
He always did. He would never like admit that he'd done or said something stupid. He would always try to argue that what he did or said was right.
Yeah. There was also the time that he was talking to Ken and I and wondered how many nukes it would take to blow up New York City and then proceeded to Google it. And Ken was like, bro,
you're gonna get put on a watch list.
Yeah, you're for sure going to be on a watch list. And you've already admitted to us that you've never paid taxes in your life.
He was so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
I remember like we one time we had these hourglasses that were made out of that had magnetic sand in them. So you would put the hourglass down on this magnetic base and the magnetic sand would collect and it would like shoot out into these like shards, like magnetically charged shards or whatever.
Yeah.
And so one day one of those broke and like someone just kind of kept like the magnetic base with the like sand, which still had some broken glass in it, and just like put it in the office.
Yeah.
And so someone, I think Allison, like put a little piece of paper on there that said, Marco, don't play with this. And so he walks into the office and he like takes a look at it and he goes, me play? It's like, what are you, a fucking caveman?
Right? Oh my God. Oh fuck. And his handwriting. Oh God, fuck. The handwriting was just bad. It looked like a small child. Remember the time that you and I had a conversation about how I was a beer enthusiast?
I'm going to preface this by saying we were not making fun of Marco for having an accent.
No, not at all.
I just want to make that clear for anyone who's going to listen to this and get up at arms. We would never make fun of somebody's accent.
No.
What we may have made fun of is how stupid Marco was and how unable to say a word correctly despite multiple times being told how to.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't remember the whole context of the conversation, but somehow you said that I was a beer enthusiast. And I don't think Marco knew what that word meant.
No, he'd never heard that word before. I'm sure he has, but he didn't recognize it.
Right. Well, then he kept trying to repeat it, and he was like, enthusiast?
enthusiast?
And this went on for
literally like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Of us like literally like a fucking cartoon breaking down the word into its parts, being like enthusiast, and he'd get all the parts right, and then he'd say the whole, and it'd be like enthusiast.
God. And that's the same time.
And he'd say it right like one time. And we'd be like, yes, that's it. And then he'd say it again. It would be wrong again.
Yeah. In that same conversation, we kept talking about like tongue twisters.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, Marco, do you have any like Peruvian tongue twisters? And he was like, I have to ask my mom. And we're like, what? Why did you say it so slow like that? And he's like, I have to ask my mom.
He couldn't remember any.
No.
That's all he had to say.
Yeah. I don't. That kid.
Hey Marco, you wanna spend the night? I have to ask my mom.
Oh, that guy. Holy shit. Me play? God. I forgot about that one.
So fucking dumb. Ken kept a book. I'm sure Ken still has it. Ken kept a notepad of all the stupid shit Marco had said.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I won't say one of them, but
it was chock full of stuff.
Yeah, it was great. Back when we used to have that the back door that led into the area that they called the mall.
Yeah.
Marco used to always leave that door unlocked and use it to go to the bathroom. Well, if I was working with him, I'd close the door and lock it behind him. And he went around to the receiving door, which I had also locked so that he wouldn't come in. And he then walked around the building, and we're like, damn, Marco, you came in the front door. He's like, where have you been? He's like, I went next door to go to the bathroom, but somebody locked the door. And we're like, oh, damn, that took you a while. We haven't seen you for a long time. And he's like, I know you locked the door. It's okay. I enjoyed my sun walk. Because he had to go outdoors and around the building to get back in.
Yeah.
God. That dude.
You remember when we were renovating our stockroom, and we talked before about the time that you and I had to move everything off of a certain wall into a different area. So that area was an adjacent part of the building where they had an entire office that was not being used. So we had this room in a kind of in the middle of construction area that we put all of this stuff into. Mm-hmm. But in the room leading up into the area we put all our stuff into, it had all this equipment and materials and stuff, and there was just this rogue toilet sitting there.
Yeah.
And so the entire time we were moving stuff, you and I kept joking about just dropping a shit in there.
And how Marco would probably do it.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh shit.
God, you remember how they just walled off one of our doors one time?
Yeah.
Out of fucking nowhere without really telling anybody.
Yeah.
We had in our stockroom, we had this door that led into a hallway where we would keep stuff, and it would also lead to where the bathrooms are at. And that was the hallway Mike and I took stuff through to get to this adjacent area. And then one time they were just doing construction and they just fucking drywalled over it.
Yeah.
No one had told us they were doing that.
No, it just one day out of nowhere, that door was just gone. God. They did some really fucked up shit in that office.
Oh, for sure.
Mac, this is something that I take as a challenge, and I'm very prideful when I can accomplish it. But I don't know about you, but when I go grocery shopping and I come back, I make it my goal to bring everything in one trip.
I don't, because I don't want to hurt myself.
Oh, damn.
Usually I don't have enough to need more than one trip, though.
I mean, I don't always, but like when I do, like I'm trying to load up everything. Like I'm carrying like 20 fucking bags on my arms. I'm all loaded up. Like I can't carry my keys. I can't unlock the door. But I got to get all that shit in one trip.
I can't, because the front door to my apartment is like super heavy.
Yeah.
It's and not, like the worst part too is my key doesn't like, you have to like put it in just far enough, because like if you push it in all the way, it'll like get stuck trying to unlock. You have to have it like a millimeter out to get the door to unlock. So, while I'm carrying groceries, I don't want to fucking play this game of finding the right distance. So
I gotcha.
I always have to have like a full hand free to deal with that.
Oh, damn. I would hate that.
It's really annoying.
Well, you won't have to deal with it much longer.
No, I will not. I'm going to burn this place down when I leave.
Have you been to Steak and Shake before you?
Yeah, Sean and I got Steak and Shake the other day.
Nice. Are you going to make it back, you think? You should try to make it back there before you leave.
Probably. I've got a $5 reward from the rewards program, so I should definitely pick up Steak and Shake before I'm out of the Midwest. I'll probably like grab it on the road or something. Yeah,
you should, because I looked up if you had any Steak and Shake near Eugene.
So did I. There's none.
No, it looks like Reno, Nevada was
That's the closest one, yeah. Which I'm not against making that pilgrimage, to be 100% honest with you, but it'd be like a once in every few months thing.
Yeah, how far is Reno? I didn't look at the distance.
It was like a 10-hour drive, I think.
Oof. That's a long way for some fucking Steak and Shake.
You could do it in a day.
I mean, yeah, you could. God.
What if I make some friends in Oregon who've never had Steak and Shake and I want to show them, and it's just like a boys trip? That'd be worth it.
Yeah, you pull an all-nighter, you drive 10 hours, you spend 4 hours at Steak and Shake, and you drive the 10 back.
Yeah.
Full 24-hour day.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that. And they're open 24 hours, aren't they?
A lot of them are. I don't know that all of them are.
Okay. That would be pretty dope. You could go like any time of the day.
You just reminded me. I got some more fast food fun tales.
What do you got?
So when I went to this Porter Robinson concert,
okay.
It ended up going way later than I thought. So the concert was at 7:00. So I knew I was going to be out past my bedtime, which was fine because I only had one more day of work left. I was like, this is whatever. But it ended up going until like 11:30.
Okay.
It was like a super long concert.
Where was it at, by the way? I'm just curious.
It was in Detroit. I forget the name of the venue. It started with an M. It was a weird name.
Okay.
But so we were heading back, and I told Sean, I was like, I want a fucking milkshake. Like I was like sleepy hungry, which meant that I just wanted sugar.
Okay.
And so like we went to a McDonald's to try to get some milkshakes, and like we pulled into their drive-thru, and they just kind of said over the drive-thru like, we're not really serving right now. And it was like, I mean,
what does that mean?
It was like with your fucking Taco Bell situation where they're like, we're not ready right now. Like they're a 24-hour McDonald's. What do you mean you're not serving right now?
Yeah.
So we were like, fuck. And so we left and we went to the Taco Bell, which was like right next door.
Okay.
And so we went into the Taco Bell. And so I wanted, they have these little like cinnamon balls that are they have just like cinnamon, and then like the inside is like cream cheese icing or something like that.
Uh-huh.
So I asked for a 12-pack of those. They're like, we don't have any of those right now. And so I was super depressed because that's like all I wanted.
Oh.
And Sean was treating me like a kid at this point. He was like, do you want to freeze? Do you want to go into the freezes? And I was like, I guess I'll get a Baja Blast freeze. And she goes, I hate to break your heart, but we don't have any freezes either. Our freeze machine's down.
Stop.
Yeah. And so I'm just like, oh. And so like I yell from the passenger seat, I'm like, do you have cinnamon sticks? Just anything. Or the cinnamon swirls.
Twists,
that's it. And they finally had some of those.
Okay.
And the lady very kindly, we ordered 4 bags of them.
Uh-huh.
She very kindly just gave them to us.
Oh.
She didn't even charge us for them.
That's awesome.
And they were piping hot too. They were like freshly made.
Nice.
So we at least got that. But like, what the fuck, dude?
God.
McDonald's is just like not doing their thing. Taco Bell ain't got nothing. What's going on?
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry.
It did. It is what it is.
Damn. Was the concert at the Masonic Temple?
That's the one, yeah.
I've heard that place is pretty sweet.
It was pretty cool. The ceiling had a very ornate design that looked pretty sick.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently it's an actual Masonic temple that also has a concert venue.
Awesome. Good for them.
Yeah. Apparently it's the largest in the world.
It was a cool place. They had some like recent renovations, I guess. So there was some updated areas, but then there were some other areas that were clearly old as shit. They had like a pit in the middle. We weren't in pit seating. We were in like the lower seating, but we were like right up against the pit. I don't know. It was a fine concert.
Okay. Right on.
Porter Robinson was pretty clever with how, like, you know, a lot of concerts these days, they have like these big projectors behind the artist.
Yeah.
Where they'll display graphics or whatever. It's really common, especially with like EDM artists, which he is. But he was really clever with how he utilized it. There was a lot of stuff where like he was interacting with the screen, and like at one point he like pulled out a laptop and like turned on the webcam, and like the webcam was being displayed onto the screen.
Okay.
So he like turned around and like showed the crowd on the screen, and then he like turned around and faced the camera into the projector, so it created like one of those like infinite projection things, you know what I mean?
The Drost effect.
Yeah, that's it. It was cool. Very clever usage of that.
Nice. This is a little goofy. We don't normally record this time of day, and you know, as we're like, you know, losing daylight every day. I've never had the situation where the sun is just like straight up in my eye while we're recording.
You can close the blinds if you want.
It's fine. I didn't know if you've noticed this, because I keep like my eye keeps like wigging out.
I did not notice,
but you know, whatever. It's fine. I can work with it.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Here we go. We're coming to the end of what is probably the last in-person podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what the next one's like.
There is a chance that we're going to have a week break.
Right.
Gonna try to avoid that, obviously, but there is a chance there'll be a week break because I'm not going to have my computer for you know, the 8 to 10 days is the estimation I'm getting.
Right.
And, you know, theoretically I could edit the podcast on my laptop, but my laptop is old and slow as shit. So there's a chance that trying to open Premiere would just crash it.
Oof.
So, we'll see what happens. I'm thinking we might try to do like an on the road podcast.
That'd be sweet.
It'll definitely depend slightly on like how late I am getting to my hotel, but like I'm planning to bring my laptop so I can dump footage onto it from like various filming things. And I'll keep the microphone with me because it's not going to take up that much extra space. And I think we can try to do just in the hotel podcast.
Nice. Obviously, only you're going to be in the hotel. I'm not going to be in the hotel.
No, you will not.
No. That'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. If we can make that happen, we'll try.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we can make that work. If you got the time, I can make the time, bro.
Oh, I'll definitely have the time. I ended up splitting. So I was originally going to do 3 days of driving, 12 hours each. But because I'm moving into my apartment the day I'm getting there, I wanted to get there a bit earlier so I could make sure you get all the paperwork out of the way and all that. So I split it up into 4 days. 2 days of 10 hours of driving, 2 days of 7/8 hours of driving. So on the second day, it'll only be 10 hours of driving. I'm planning to leave at 8 a.m. So I'll have 6 hours to spare.
Gotcha. I know you said you're not having your brother drive a U-Haul, but is he going out there with you?
He's still coming with just to help me unload it when I get there.
Nice.
He was kind of just pumped to do the road trip part. So I was like, oh, fuck it, and he can trade off driving if, just to make it easier on me. So why not?
Yeah. Nice.
It's someone to help with Luna if she starts trying to pee on stuff.
Or throw up on a power strip.
Yeah.
Either one. Or if you've got to squirt medicine into her mouth, he's there for you.
Should be good on that, but I don't know how she's going to handle the long... I've only ever had her in the car for 20 minutes max.
Yeah.
And the entire time we were driving, she wouldn't stop meowing and kind of freaking out. And I'm pretty sure she'll get used to it. But at the same time, like I mentioned, my car's shocks and struts are basically non-existent. It's a very rocky ride in my car.
Yeah.
Which isn't great for a cat. They don't love that kind of thing.
No.
So it'll be interesting to see how she handles that.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I would assume she'd get used to it, but never know.
We will see.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Hotel podcast. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I figure that'd be a unique one. A little something different.
Yeah, that'll be kind of fun. Because that'll also be our first attempt at a remote recording.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that turns out, if at all. It's possible it could completely fall through. We'll see.
Yeah, but you should have plenty of stuff to talk about, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, exactly.
And then obviously, like, once you get there, you'll have
plenty more.
I like it. Nice.
But yeah, thanks for listening to all of the in-person podcasts up to now, everybody.
Yeah, we did, what, 40 in person?
This is episode 40, yep.
Nice. Hell yeah.
And yeah, we'll see you next time. Maybe we'll be on the road.
Maybe.
Bye.